Did you know that more than 63% of men over the age of 60 feel that their morning vitality is no longer the same? Yet nearly half of them are quietly using dietary supplements without realizing that some of the ingredients may be affecting their hormones, prostate, and sleep every single day. A heavy sensation in the lower belly, cold feet in the early morning, or waking up at 3 in the morning without a clear reason are not simply signs of aging. These may be subtle signals that blood circulation in the lower body is gradually weakening. This can impact not only physical wellness, but also urinary comfort and your sense of control in daily life. The good news is you do not need strong medications or major changes. With just one very familiar breakfast food, you can start reactivating your blood flow, making your body feel warmer, stronger, and naturally more energized in just a few days. Before we continue, please hit subscribe and turn on the bell. If this message speaks to you, type the number 1. If not quite yet, feel free to type 0. I always read every comment, and now let us begin with one simple food that you may have forgotten in your own refrigerator. If you have ever felt heaviness in your legs when stepping out of bed, a dull ache in the lower belly each morning, or a lack of alertness even after a full night's sleep, your body may be quietly signaling something important. After the age of 60, male hormones like testosterone begin to decline. But the problem is not just hormonal. When nitric oxide levels in the blood decrease, the small blood vessels in the lower belly, groin, and legs start losing their ability to expand and contract smoothly. This makes it harder for blood to flow where it is needed, when it is needed, leading to cold sensations in the lower body, tingling, or even a quiet loss of physical energy. Even more concerning, according to a report from the United States National Institute on Aging NIA, more than 70% of men over the age of 65 experience reduced blood flow in the lower body, but do not know how to recognize the signs. As a result, many mistake these changes for simply normal aging. It does not stop there. The small muscles in the pelvic floor, which help control the bladder, support urination, and stabilize the pelvic frame, also begin to weaken if they do not receive the right nutrients in the morning. Some people skip breakfast or rely on sweet cereals and coffee, which can cause blood sugar swings, disrupt the nervous system, and eventually lead to a loss of natural physical reflexes. Dr. Michael Irwig, a testosterone researcher based in Washington, D.C., once said, "It is not age that takes away your vitality. It is your morning habits that quietly erode the sense of control you once had." That one sentence has inspired many patients to make a change, and the surprising truth is, by simply eating the right food at the right time, they began to feel warmth in the lower belly again, strength, returning to their legs, and a renewed steadiness when standing up each morning. Before you think this sounds too difficult, remember that you do not have to change your entire day. Just changing the first hour after waking up is enough to make a difference. So, what foods can help start that recovery process? We are about to find out. The first food is whole eggs. Activate hormones and pelvic floor muscles each morning. If you open your refrigerator in the morning and see a few eggs, you may be looking at one of the most powerful foods for senior vitality that you have long overlooked. Whole eggs, especially the yolk, have been misunderstood for years because of old concerns about cholesterol. But the truth is, for men over 60, removing the yolk from breakfast is like throwing away the most valuable part of a natural gift made for your hormones. Egg yolks contain vitamin D, which is essential for the natural production of testosterone. They also provide vitamin B12, choline, and leucine, which strongly support the pelvic floor muscles. These are rarely mentioned, but they directly influence urination, physical balance, and the inner sense of manhood. After 60, blood flow to the pelvic region is no longer as strong as before, making the muscles there more prone to weakness, slower reflexes, and an unexplained drop in energy. But when you eat boiled or steamed eggs early in the morning, the high-quality protein, along with these vitamins, begins to rebuild muscle tissues, increase nerve sensitivity in the lower body, and help blood circulate more easily to where it is needed. I still remember a patient named Richard, age 67, who lived in Chicago. He came to see me feeling worried because he had lost his morning response after many years. He never ate breakfast, only had coffee and sometimes a slice of white bread. I suggested he start with 2 boiled eggs each morning for 3 weeks and pay attention to how his body responded. 4 weeks later, he called back with excitement in his voice, saying, "I woke up and felt at least 20 years younger." While it was not a miracle, it showed that our body only needs the right nutrients at the right time to begin healing itself, quietly but noticeably, and more importantly, whole eggs are affordable, easy to prepare, and found in nearly every household. If you are not sure where to start, just try eating 2 medium boiled eggs each morning while they are still warm, and observe how your body feels after a week. Sometimes, instead of chasing expensive supplements, it is a simple, natural food that your body truly needs. But if you want to clean your blood vessels and nourish your circulation even more completely, then the next food may change the way you think about your traditional breakfast. The second food is oatmeal with chia seeds. Clean your blood vessels and nourish the lower body. If eggs help awaken your hormones and pelvic floor muscles, then oatmeal with chia seeds is the perfect combination to clean your blood vessels and create a smooth path for blood to circulate down to the lower belly. After the age of 60, the small blood vessels around the groin, bladder, and legs tend to thicken and lose flexibility due to silent inflammation. And the buildup of blood fats, this leads to cold legs, heaviness in the lower belly, and a loss of morning physical reflexes. But there is a type of fiber in oatmeal called beta-glucan that may help solve this problem. This fiber not only lowers bad cholesterol, but also helps clean the inside of blood vessels, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach important organs more easily when you move or wake up. When you eat cooked oatmeal while it is still warm, your body receives a clear message that it is time to nourish the forgotten muscle tissues in the lower part of your body. And if you add a spoonful of chia seeds, you are providing a generous dose of natural omega-3s, magnesium, and potassium. These help your blood vessels relax, reduce mild inflammation in the tiny capillaries, and support a more responsive pelvic nervous system. I once met a retired patient named Henry, age 68, living in Oregon. He often complained that his legs felt numb each morning. Climbing stairs was difficult, and he could barely feel anything in his lower belly After reviewing his breakfast habits, he realized he had been eating sweet cereal with cold milk every day. I suggested he switch to warm cooked oatmeal with chia seeds, a few fresh blueberries, and a dash of cinnamon for 14 straight days. In less than 3 weeks, he came back and said, "My legs feel lighter. I slept through the night, and it feels like something inside me has woken up." These changes did not come from medication or a complex treatment plan. They happened simply because he gave his body the right food at the right time and repeated it consistently. If you are looking for a gentle but effective breakfast option, oatmeal with chia seeds is the way to slowly reopen your blood vessels and bring back your energy in a natural and lasting way. But if you prefer something fresh, easy to eat, and still powerful in supporting lower body circulation, the next fruit might completely change the way you think about a summer breakfast. The third food is watermelon, a summer fruit with powerful nitric oxide activation. Many people still think of watermelon as just a refreshing summer dessert, but few realize that inside each juicy red slice lies a natural compound that powerfully relaxes blood vessels without the need for medication. The key component in watermelon is L-citrulline, an amino acid that converts into L-arginine in the body. This process helps stimulate the production of nitric oxide, a compound that widens small blood vessels in the lower belly, allowing more blood to flow through, and quietly improving natural physical reflexes. This mechanism is similar to how some medical treatments for circulation work, but instead of using pharmaceuticals, you are turning to a completely natural and safe source of nutrition. Even more important, watermelon should be eaten on an empty stomach or 30 to 60 minutes before your main breakfast. That is when the body absorbs citrulline most effectively. Just 2 slices of watermelon each morning, consistently for a week, can help you feel your legs grow warmer, your lower belly feel lighter, and your energy return in a way that once felt familiar. One of my patients, Bill, who lives in Florida, once joked, "I thought watermelon was just for quenching thirst. I didn't expect it to wake up my whole body." And that is exactly what it does, especially because even the white rind, which many people throw away, actually contains the highest concentration of L-citrulline. You can slice it thin, juice it, or add it to a morning smoothie. Although it is not sweet, its effects on your blood vessels are very real. The key here is not to eat a large amount, but to eat at the right time, regularly, and with patience. And if you have already tried eggs, oatmeal, or watermelon, but still feel like your body's not fully balanced in the morning, it might be because you are missing a warm, grounding food that helps your nervous system and blood vessels work in harmony. That is exactly what the next food offers. It may seem simple, but it is incredibly effective in supporting energy. As you age, the fourth food is steamed sweet potatoes with Celtic salt, balance energy, and support nerve function. Sometimes a food does not have to be complicated to bring deep results. With steamed sweet potatoes and a pinch of Celtic salt, you are not only fueling your body, but also resetting the natural rhythm of your nervous system, blood circulation, and the physical reflexes that may have quietly faded over time. After a long night, when you first wake up, your body is in a low energy state. This is especially true for the legs, lower belly, and pelvic floor muscles. These areas need glycogen, minerals, and hydration to work smoothly. Yet they are often left neglected because many people skip breakfast or rush through it. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, which means they provide steady energy without spiking your blood sugar. This helps the lower body muscles work consistently and prevents fatigue. Even better, sweet potatoes contain vitamins A and C, potassium, and fiber. These nutrients help calm mild inflammation in soft tissues and blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more evenly to the deeper areas of the body. But the key ingredient here is Celtic salt. This is an unrefined natural salt that contains over 80 trace minerals, including magnesium, calcium, sodium, and zinc. When you sprinkle a small pinch of Celtic salt over warm steamed sweet potatoes, you are giving your body the electrolytes it needs to retain cellular hydration, transmit nerve signals effectively, and reduce that numb or heavy feeling in your legs or lower belly. Many of my patients have woken up feeling heaviness in their legs, coldness in the groin area, or a sense that they could no longer fully control the lower part of their body. Even though their medical tests showed no clear issues, one such case was Thomas, age 70, living in Ohio. He had tried everything from massage to multivitamins, but nothing worked. When I suggested he try half a steamed sweet potato in the early morning with a glass of warm water and a touch of Celtic salt, he called back after just 3 days and said, "I no longer need to hold on to the table when I stand up." That was not a miracle. It was because the sweet potato helped stabilize his blood sugar. The Celtic salt restored the minerals for his nerves. And together they brought back balance to a system that had been off rhythm for years. This becomes even more important for older adults, where one small change in the morning can determine how the entire day feels. If you often wake up with tired legs, a cold lower belly, or just a general lack of energy when you open your eyes, try this food for 1 week and see the change for yourself. However, no matter how healthy your food is, if the timing is off, its effectiveness will be greatly reduced. That is why the next section will explain why eating at the right time matters even more than the food itself. You may be eating the right foods with all the right nutrients, but if you eat them at the wrong time, your body may not absorb their full benefits. This is especially true for men over 60 whose hormones and blood vessels become more sensitive. At the same time, the opportunity for healing can be easily missed if not supported at the right moment. After waking up, the body enters a transition phase between recovery and activity. This is when the natural level of cortisol rises slightly to wake up your organs and nitric oxide begins to activate again, clearing the way for blood to reach your lower muscles. If within the first 60 minutes after waking up, you provide your body with foods rich in protein, minerals, and slow digesting carbohydrates, you are capturing a golden hour to nourish hormones, repère muscle tissus, and stabilize your body's daily rhythm. On the other hand, if you delay breakfast too long, drink coffee on an empty stomach, or eat only sugary foods, your blood sugar will swing, your nervous system may become fatigued, hormones may fall out of balance, and you are more likely to feel out of control by midday or afternoon. The body does not lie, You may have already experienced this when you eat a proper breakfast at the right time. Your legs feel warmer, your belly feels lighter, your mind is sharper, and you stay steady all day without trying too hard. One of my patients, George, age 72, from California, used to feel exhausted by afternoon and experienced numbness in the lower belly. He never ate breakfast, thinking coffee alone was enough. When I suggested he try starting the day with half a steamed sweet potato and a glass of warm water, then 30 minutes later have a proper breakfast with 2 boiled eggs and a few slices of watermelon, he felt a clear difference. After just 5 days, he later told me, I walk faster now. I don't need to hold on to anything when I stand up. And that foggy feeling in my midsection is gone. That is the power of eating at the right time. It does not require a lot. It just needs to be consistent and well-timed. If you cannot yet change your entire breakfast, start by eating something within 1 hour of waking. Focus on the foods we already discussed. When you give your body the right signal at the beginning of the day, your nervous system, hormones, and blood vessels work together more smoothly, helping you maintain energy, responsiveness, and the natural confidence of aging well. And no matter which food you choose to begin with, remember that consistency is what makes the difference. So after everything we have covered, if you could remember just one thing from this message, what should it be? After learning more about the benefits of whole eggs, oatmeal with chia seeds, watermelon, steamed sweet potatoes with Celtic salt, and most importantly, the timing of breakfast within 1 hour of waking, you may now realize that senior vitality does not come from anything grand. It comes from repeating the smallest things in the right way. When you choose a simple but nourishing breakfast at the time, your body can absorb it best. You are setting off a chain of positive reactions that improve blood circulation, stabilize your nervous system, and support the natural production of hormones. Sometimes just one bite at the right time is enough to warm up tired feet in the morning, help you stand without effort, and awaken a feeling you may have lost long ago. You do not have to change your entire routine. You only need to start with one small action. For example, adding 2 boiled eggs to your morning, or eating half a steamed sweet potato on an empty stomach, and then paying attention to how your body responds. Your body always appreciates what is right, even if it is small, as long as it is done at the right time and repeated consistently. If you found today's message helpful, please hit subscribe so you do not miss future content on senior health. We will continue walking with you through every meal, every night's sleep, and each daily rhythm, because when you take just one small step, your body will take care of the rest in its own natural way.